your mark, get set. Here's a podcast on the internet. This is T40's podcast number 8. And I'm Ryan.
I'm Michael.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Benson.
I'm going to have to link the video now. So this is our 8th podcast, T40's. You can send us email at podcast@t40's.com or 218-666-8407. This week we're going to be, we have a bunch of stuff. We have the beer of the week, some Bitcoins and WolSec update because I love that sort of shit. Our Netflix movie of the month for next month. We're going to have a segment on trains with Benson talking about them or something. I don't know what he's doing.
You'll see.
Yeah, we have no idea. Actually, it'll be exciting.
Mike's going to teach us about the Great Harlem Globetrotters. I was going to talk about zombies and how they suck. And then, of course, we're going to go into the top 3 movies and the top 5 most wanted. So, first off, we have a Bitcoin update. So, remember last week I was talking about
We're
Bitcoins?
done with Bitcoins yet.
No, dude, this is the internet, and Bitcoins are the greatest. This is great. So, after, seriously, an hour after we finished making the podcast last week, Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin's dropped from $23 to pennies.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that we are Nostradamus, or do you think that we caused it?
Or that we just make educated guesses based on the people who actually love these Bitcoins?
So we need a soundboard and be like Jim Cramer, Mad Money.
Mad Money, cha-ching. Yeah,
Buy, sell.
Apparently our account was hacked, and the guy sold off millions of Bitcoins or something. But it's pretty funny because they rolled it all back. But these are the same people, that say there should be no regulation at all, and it should be laissez-faire.
Well, that worked out.
Yeah. Anyway,
Worked out well.
Also, WolSec apparently publicly disbanded.
This morning.
This morning.
Publicly, yeah.
So we don't buy it.
Yeah. Oh well.
They didn't disband, but they said they did.
Yeah, because of the FBI and the CIA are probably getting pretty close to them now.
Most likely.
They're all going to turn into little mini LulzSec.
NSA, come on.
Yeah,
They're going to turn into sleeper cells.
NCIS is going to program GUIs and Visual Basic
you should.
to track
What did
their
your
IPs.
coworkers say about the hackings? You told me this the other week.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the payroll lady at my work is a little bit older, and she asked me, did I hear about DPS getting...
This is the Department of Public Safety for Arizona.
Yeah, they got basically the Arizona immigration people got hacked, and by LulzSec actually. Yeah. And she said, "Did you hear about them getting hacked?" And of course, I said, "Yeah, they've been hacking a lot of people." And she responded with, "Well, I don't want to sound racist or anything, but do you think the Muslims are really that smart?" That's what she asked me.
You know a statement's going to be good when it's prefaced by, "I'm not racist or anything, but."
Yeah, it's always like that. But
I'm not blank, but.
That was what she asked me, and I, of course, had a hard time not laughing in her face because I'm just like, "Are you serious?" But she was serious. She was.
So you told them how dumb Muslims really are, right?
Yeah, they're extremely stupid.
Okay.
They can't hack anything.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it was later found in a car bombing.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
Okay, moving on. Beer of the week.
Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
This week it is Rogue Hazelnut Brown Nectar, which is the full name for it. It is
I call it the David Cross beer.
Yes, the guy in the front of it, the guy in the front of the bottle looks like David Cross.
He really does.
Yes.
But anyway, it's a brown ale that has a bunch of hazelnuts in it. It has hints of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, I think, some chocolate, but mainly hazelnut, and it's pretty good.
It's a good nut.
It's delicious.
Very
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I'm not a big fan of
Highly
Rogue in
recommend
general, but this beer is delicious.
I like some Rogue beers. I think they're overrated, but they have some. I like a
Juniper one's
lot.
pretty good too.
Yeah, they have a few I like a
That
lot.
one's pretty good on tap, too. There's a lot of places
Yeah.
around here that have it on tap.
That's probably my favorite.
I've gotten
beer
drunk
by
on
them.
tap on that, and it cost like $30 because I had like 4 of them.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
like
a craft
$9
beer,
a
so.
piece. I was like, that was stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
Okay, moving on. We're going to talk about the Netflix movie of the month. The movie for next week, will be My Magic Dog, made in 1997.
So is this movie about the 4th of July in some way?
I don't think so.
People
Yes.
love dogs
I don't think
in
so
America.
because the 4th of July is American.
Yeah, this movie is British as fuck, actually.
Oh, it is? That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, the synopsis
Well, are
says,
you sure? We haven't actually watched
well, from
It
the
sounds.
synopsis,
It uses the term snookered. It's got to be British.
here's the synopsis from Netflix. It says, "Move over, Harvey. You've got competition. 8-year-old Toby has a problem. His creepy Aunt Violet is trying to snooker him out of his inheritance, and she'll stop at nothing.
I hate when people snooker me.
I know.
The
What
cover
does that mean?
The
I
cover
have no
features
idea.
a dog turning invisible, but
Yes.
they talk about it. They don't talk about it in the synopsis.
So who's in this great movie?
Leo Millbrook and Brian Mendez.
I love Leo Millbrook. He was great in that casting call I saw him in.
Brian Mendez. Didn't he kill his dad? Oh, wait. Sorry. That was Menendez.
Menendez.
So yeah, we totally did not pick this at random right before we started the podcast. So,
Well, no, we had that. We had it in line. We had
Yeah,
a
it was
few-
in the
You
Insecure.
guys had a twinkle in your eye about that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
We've
man,
been-
this
we've been
Magic Dog movie.
based on the cover. That's
No, we
why.
wanted to watch that one for a couple months. We've seen it on there a few times. Like, oh man, we always like to watch these dumb kids movies. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They turn out usually to be the funniest ones. The bad kids movies.
They're either the funniest or the most boring
Oh
things
yeah,
on the
it's one or
planet.
the other.
It's like,
Like what was that one? Kids or whatever
Kids,
that had
yeah,
like
acronym.
Jessica Alba when she was younger.
it also
or something.
had
That was-
Randy Quaid too.
That was bad.
Yeah, that movie's
We
bad.
got through 20 minutes of that. So
Don't watch that
so
one.
it's not the kids that was made by Harmony
No,
Korine.
it's not.
It's a little different.
It's not the one that ends after the kid rapes that chick and stuff. No, it's not.
Spoiler alert.
okay, so you should
That-
you should
That
watch
movie's only
Magic
like
Dog.
50.
Yeah,
It's like from '91.
or don't. It's
Yeah.
your choice.
Just watch it and send us some some
Send us a-
comments or questions.
Send us a voicemail or something. Speaking of which,
Yeah, we have one.
Oh, we have a voicemail.
Yep.
Hey guys, it's Scoot. I was just calling to leave you guys a message about this past week's podcast. You guys were talking about the Tea Party a little bit and how much bullshit it is that it was claiming that there was, such a cross section and whatever. And it's definitely bullshit. But just to let you guys know something that will probably break your brains a little bit. I know of people who are simultaneously disabled and members of the Tea Party. I could go on for hours about the levels of cognitive dissonance that takes, but I won't, obviously.
I'll stop it there because
Yeah,
it goes
that's-
into a different topic there. But
that's a good voicemail.
No, but the Tea
and-
Party is filled up of Democrats and independents
Yep.
and libertarians.
Yeah,
disabled
exactly.
people.
I know.
Yep.
because they're not a political
Well,
party.
you got to pull
actually.
yourself up by the bootstraps.
I'm as disturbed by that as you are, sir. Thank you for sending us a voicemail. Any comments on that?
I like these types of anecdotal things because they provide some interesting insight. Because I don't know any personally, I haven't seen any articles or have known anyone personally who's disabled and who's in the Tea Party.
Yeah, and I think
And
that
that's kind of funny.
I think the other thing too, we really love hearing voicemails from people that actually tell us their opinions instead of just kind of talking about nothing. And the reason is because all of us are pretty similar. We all like a lot of the same shit. We all feel the same way about a lot of topics. And so I think it's nice if people send us
We're all pro scum.
send us stuff. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
The pro scum. People send us a message telling when you disagree with us. I want to hear about it so we know.
The voicemail is good, but there wasn't enough train in it.
Oh yeah, speaking about man trains.
What the heck is in our oxygen supply of metallic oxide salt?
Yeah, that was a segue. You see how I set that
That
shit
was
up?
a segue. But
Time
then you
for-
explained it was a
Yeah.
segue. That's
That could have
what I
been a
mean.
segue for anything. That's like Family Guy. It's like, oh, I spilled my milk. That reminds me of the time the Revolutionary War was fought by chickens. You
Yeah.
know, like it doesn't matter.
Well, he's going to
Be
talk
anything.
about trains.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the sound clip do the talking for me, actually.
A tractor trailer mysteriously slammed into a speeding Amtrak train.
Mysteriously.
A giant fireball enveloped the track. More than 200 passengers were on board the train.
Okay, so I cut it off right there.
So, wait, is this source code?
This happened yesterday.
Where was this?
This was.
Amtrak, so he's
I'll
close
explain it in the thing. It was
Because
near
we don't
Reno.
have trains here.
Yeah.
So this was in Nevada, and this is actually a really big story. Right now, as we're speaking, this is a big story. It just
Wow,
happened
okay.
yesterday. So it may sound like a weird topic to talk about, but I have to understand, why do cars hit trains so often or get hit by trains so
Because
often?
people are bad at
Yeah,
driving.
no, because they think they can beat it. It's the only.
I think that might be. This is different though. This one's different because he ran into the side of the train.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the
Alcohol.
evidence shows that
Sleep.
no, it was sleep. He was in a
Yeah.
convoy and he was in a tractor trailer. So the evidence shows that he probably fell asleep and then woke up right before the train.
I don't
But,
hear this loud ass train. I'm just sleeping right through it.
So here's the tale, though. In yesterday's event, a tractor trailer smashed into an Amtrak train, and this was east of Reno, Nevada, about 70 miles east of Reno. Don't get me wrong. Like, I know that car accidents happen all the time. It's more prevalent and blah 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 blah. But cars hitting trains is actually really common. Like, it happens a lot, and it's reported a lot more heavily because it's a lot more spectacular to see,
Yeah.
But it still boggles my mind how this could happen very often. And so I wanted to talk about this a little bit. I come from a small hometown in rural New York, upstate. And we did have a train that went by our town, that went through our town, and it went.
It was always an event, right? Like when that train came through, because you had like 5 people in your town. And
no. It's just it went right by our high school.
Was it a freight train or a passenger train?
I believe it was freight.
Freight, mostly freight there.
And while I was in high school, just my 4 years in high school, 2 people in cars got hit by that train, and one person walking on the tracks got hit by it.
Oh, did they all die?
No, none of them died, but the one that got hit walking on the tracks was seriously injured. But he was a student, actually.
Here's the thing I don't understand. Like, if you're in a car and you try to beat it, or you're sleep deprived or drunk or something, whatever. But if you're walking on the track, how do you not hear that train coming?
Yeah, they're fucking loud.
I'm gonna
caught in the track.
You can actually feel the train coming because those things fucking rumble the ground as it goes by.
Don't worry, I'll cover this. Believe me. So, anyway, these people that got hit by the train, I always tried to figure out how they did it, and none of them would ever talk about it. The one guy that got hit on foot was just drunk, and he was fucking around, and he was in high school, so he was an idiot.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the other guys never explained what happened, and I'm no traffic safety commissioner. I actually believe that speed limits should be higher, and
In Phoenix, no.
What you believe is there should be harder driving tests actually before you.
That's the main thing I believe.
We can talk about that for hours.
Yeah, I can go into that. I'm not going to, but I believe that speed limits should actually be higher. Personally, I actually do. But anyway, the thing is though, I can't stand when people are too cautious of drivers. It actually annoys me a lot when people sit in the suicide lane and won't turn left and go into a driveway or something.
Silent roommate.
And yes, he does that a lot. And but here's the thing: I just don't get how you're hitting a train. It has nothing to do with being cautious. It's a fucking train, okay? So now this is more of the reason I bring this up. It's a discussion topic. It's not an informative topic, and so I went ahead and looked up some train safety guidelines.
Oh, man, I'm thrilled for these.
To help us out. So these are a couple of helpful tips. They're from drivesafepa.org, which is Pennsylvania's traffic safety organization. And it's relevant.
Don't use their roads because they're filled with potholes. That's their
well,
safety.
this is relevant because Pennsylvania actually has the most rail lines of any state in the country, apparently.
That makes sense.
So they say,
Coal.
yeah. So I figure if anyone ought to know about railway safety, then it would be them. And then I followed them up with some explanatory information to expand on a little bit. So one is never drive around lowered gates. That's illegal and deadly.
People do that all the time. I've
do it all
seen
the
people
time.
do it in front of me probably a half dozen times in my life.
Telling me it's illegal makes me
terrifying.
want to do it a little more, but deadly kind of.
I tried to shy away from the deadly things.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so terrifying when people do it because you're like, dude, if he gets hit by that truck or that train, I'm not going to be able to go.
Into my
well, not only that, but I'm not going to be able to go to fucking work now because they'll be fucking blocked. This asshole's going to screw me in the ass.
It's true.
I actually had a bus driver who went through there's a train, or there's no signal of a train coming. He was going over, they had to stop, open the door, and look.
Yeah.
There's no train. He goes through. All of a sudden, the arm just goes down on top of the bus for no reason. Then the lights start going off, but it just went bam. He just kept going. He was fine.
Yeah,
he made it through, but it was
That'd be so
amazing.
terrifying.
The bus would destroy those arms. Those arms are gonna do shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True.
So here's another one. Always expect a train. Freight trains do not follow set schedules. I didn't actually know that. I
Except
didn't know
that
that.
one freight
be
train
late, I
that
guess,
honks every fucking morning at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
on Monday.
Yeah.
They try to go on schedules. Sometimes they're late. I
That's
guess.
so. Always close your door when you masturbate because much like your mother, you never know when a train can show up.
Dude, I'm kind of turned on by this.
It just shows up unexpectedly. Okay, here's another one.
God damn. F40PH.
Do not be fooled. The train you see is closer and faster moving than you think.
That was so perfectly timed. Your fucking phone noise is like, "Bleh."
Someone didn't turn off their phone. So yeah, if you think the train's really far away, it's not that far away. Much like the Meatloaf song, objects are closer than they
Well, see,
appear.
the problem with that is...
Actually, it's the other way around in the Meatloaf
See, the
song.
problem with that is, like, I wear an eye patch, so I have terrible depth perception anyway.
Oh, so you don't even know. You have no clue.
It'd be, like, right in front of me. I
I
don't
think
know.
you know how far away they are. You can look and go, oh, it's about like a mile or two away. But they're going 60 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour. I think that's more the problem. Not
I don't
that you
think freight
don't know
trains
how
go
far.
that fast.
I have a question.
They go like 60.
Do you actually think it's better for these buses and big vehicles to open the door and look for a fucking train? By the time they look, they could have made it through the thing already.
Well, the idea is they're not
I
supposed to
don't
go into the
know.
intersection before they know it's clear. That's like saying it's better for cars not to stop at stoplights and just go faster.
The railroad lights are supposed to go off for
Yeah, but those
30
don't always
seconds,
work.
then the arm goes down. Well, it doesn't matter. Maybe he doesn't see one. Oh, and then there's one coming around the corner. You don't see it anyway. Then it just goes down on you, just like what happened to my guy. So.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Train safety.
Oh yeah, here's another one. Never race a train to the crossing, even if
I think I can beat it.
even if you tie, you lose.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like
what are those
hockey.
Duke boys up to now?
So let me tell you.
So I don't get a
Just
point in the NHL
remember-
standings?
Racing trains is a lot like soccer, except more fun.
So did you
Okay.
race them on bicycles or something?
I don't know. So these all seem like pretty good advice. Now, actually,
Not bad
what
advice.
I did is I went ahead and added to them and made some of my own little facts. And I think that you guys should come up with some of your own by the time I'm done, and some little traffic, train safety tips to help everyone out there. So here's one. Use your sense of sight to look down the train tracks. If there's a train coming at you, get out of its way.
Got a scenario. What if Wonder Woman's on the train, then the train's invisible? So you wouldn't be able to see the train if you looked.
I don't think that's how that
Wonder
works.
Woman?
That's a good question.
Well, her car's invisible.
Yeah, but the thing she touched doesn't make it visible.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know,
Traps
but what I have dubbed as the vision method has worked for me literally dozens of times.
Okay, David.
And I haven't yet. Oh well, that does sound like a David Cross
like
bit,
the
yes.
touch
But
one.
I wasn't even thinking about that. But it has worked for me over and over, and I haven't yet been hit by a train, so that's working out. I've got another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh wait. Well, I'll wait till I'm done with mine, and then we'll.
I know you had another one.
Oh, I have a few. So check your weather report, because if you see there's like a 70% chance of trains, then you might want to stay inside for the day or wear a very bright hat for visibility. All right, ready to the sound clips.
Okay.
And lastly, this is my last one. Use your sense of hearing as well. And the mating call of a train is actually fairly distinct, So here's some sound clips to help you out. This is what a train sounds like. That's the train horn. Now they will ring those at you all the time. That is a Leslie S5T Union horn. Now here's another.
So does they get like Saturdays off and they get healthcare and stuff?
Maybe. Well, here's the next one.
Oh, that train's a slut.
Yeah.
That train.
That is
Train's
a
a total
annoying
slut.
train.
That is a Nathan K5H horn. And I have one more for you.
This is DMX.
This is a Thomas TTE horn, also known as a Thomas the Tank Engine. Season 1.
Season 1, it changes. Which makes it very confusing because you're like, is that season 2? Or season 1?
Okay.
So let's hear your guys' little train tips. Anyone got any?
Stop that sound.
Okay.
I cut it. So I got a train tip. It's if you don't want to get hit by a train, you should probably stay at least 50 miles away from train tracks.
That's probably.
I think the chances are lowered by like almost 100%.
That should.
Do not cross any tracks ever.
I got one. If you don't like being raped, don't go in a train.
Ah.
There you go.
That's a good one too.
What if I do?
I'd say I'd say my advice is just to live in Arizona because there's basically no trains here anyway.
right
What about the
where we
light
live.
rail?
Well, yeah. Speaking of
Light
light rail,
rail,
I
yeah.
remember
which
so-
multiple
That
people
operates
have-
on lights,
the
though.
first,
No.
the first year
You have
it
to
was
run a
there,
stoplight.
it got
No,
hit
no.
multiple
Yeah.
The
times.
light rail opened up in Phoenix. It goes from like Mesa to downtown Phoenix. And I remember the day one, the first day it opened, a woman made a right-hand turn right into the stopped train.
First
It
day.
stopped the train.
Old lady. Pretty smart.
Yep.
So anyway, unless anyone really has anything to add, that's almost it for me. I'm going to talk a little bit. I don't want to make light of this crash, though. I really don't. Like, I'm making fun of idiots who run into trains because you're a dumb shit. But
Actually, I
I'm
want to add something.
okay. Well,
I wanted to say that I had to take online traffic school this weekend, so I had to learn about lots of safety tips. There were no train tips in there, but one of the questions on my final exam of this was, in what movie did Tom Cruise ride his motorcycle into the sunset? The multiple choice options were Dances with Wolves, Top Gun, Lord of the Rings. That is an actual question on that traffic school test.
incredible.
Okay.
I loved when
And they wonder why
Tom
people-
Cruise went into Mordor to get the ring.
And
Yeah,
I wonder
I
why
know.
people in Arizona are such
Why are
bad
the other
drivers.
why are the other two options not even Tom Cruise movies? I
Because
don't-
people would get it wrong.
Yeah, maybe. So, like I'm saying, though, I don't want to make fun of the Amtrak crash. The reason is because that guy is a fucking idiot, but he killed 6 people. He killed 6 people by being a dumb shit, being a bad driver.
sleepy.
And there's no excuse to be a terrible driver and kill people. It has nothing to do with trains. It has everything to do with learn how to drive your fucking car and don't drive when you're tired. Don't drive when you're drunk.
Dude, I've driven so many times tired, though. And, like, you'll see an exit and it'll say it's 2 miles away, and then you'll blink and then you'll go by the exit and you go, wow, I totally should have just died right there.
Yeah, and
That's
well,
fun.
that's the thing.
Tell us about how bad you are of a driver.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm not trying to bring you down at the end of the segment because this whole segment was obviously a joke. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. But
No, it's serious.
But these people died because someone doesn't know how to drive. So fuck that guy. Yeah, exactly. Thomas would have something to say about
Damn
that.
it. Funny. He's like, people die. It's like, doot, doot, doot.
So
You should have got the DMX remix.
be a better driver and beware of trains.
Okay.
You had one more clip. What was that one?
It was just more stuff about the
Oh, who
crash, but
cares?
this was a long segment.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, moving on. We're gonna learn about the Great Harlem Globetrotters.
I'm learning.
Yeah, the original Harlem Globetrotters. So I did some reading on the Globetrotters. I went to their personal website. And basically, real quick, if you don't know who the Globetrotters are, which I'm sure you do, they're an independent basketball team that travels and competes in exhibition games. The difference is that unlike other semi-pro teams that are independent, they are kind of known for mixing up their fundamental baseball skills with I want to think like
Baseball?
basketball skills
Basketball?
with hammy hot dog like bullshit like ooh, I'm bouncing the ball off your head and
Spin
shit.
the ball on your head.
Well, I'll ask you later. Go on.
Yeah, like that's the example I use. Like I've seen it all the time. Like they just bounce a ball off a fucking dude's head and then grab it so they can dribble again. It's like, dude, I want to punch that guy in the face. It's
that
so
traveling?
rude. It's fucking no, it's not because you lost possession of the ball. But anyways, their song, which I did not get a clip of, which I should have. Yeah, I know.
That was
I
the
forgot
entire
to.
Are you
reason.
serious?
Yeah,
You are fired.
Yeah,
Sweet
I
Georgia
was.
Brown.
That's
Yeah.
actually what I was going to ask you. That was my question.
Yeah.
Was if you had the song.
Well, I do mention it, Sweet Georgia
Just
Brown.
do it in the background.
Yeah. You could honestly just put it over the whole segment. Who gives a shit about the name of it, though? Because I didn't know the name of this song beforehand until I researched this. This song's more well-known than the Globetrotters, I think. Like, you watch any cartoon where people are goofing off, they play that fucking song.
That or yakety sax.
Yeah, one of those two. But I will say, it was kind of hard learning about the Globetrotters because a lot of the history on them is written by the Globetrotters, and a lot of it is because no one cares enough to write about the Globe. They're not like, oh well, man, there's not some like Globetrotters historian.
Well, the Wikipedia article on panties is like 500,000 pages long.
Yeah, well, Japanese people love their panties. Anyways, hey, they used to have vending machines of them. Anyways, but you know, their site is filled with all these erroneous like facts. They're not true. They're not possible. Like they say, like their team started in 1926 at the Savory Ballroom, but that wasn't open until 1927. So it's like, why are you even doing that? And then like then they have their winning streak totals. One of them is they won 8,829 games in a row for 24 straight years, right? Mm-hmm. But someone did the math on the Wikipedia and said that they would have to play 368 games a year, which is more than a game a day to reach that goal.
They were also counting the games that they played during practice in which one of the teams won.
Yeah.
They won.
Scrimmages count.
But anyway, I found two interesting things about them. One was that Wilt Chamberlain played for him. I had no idea. He maybe the best player ever. He played on that fucking bullshit.
He was also the first person to get their jersey retired.
Yep. And then no one did for like 40 years after that because Wilt Chamberlain was fucking awesome. But the other one was that they were actually a real team for a long time. Like they actually played real basketball.
Seriously?
Yeah, they were a serious team, and they challenged NBA teams because black players weren't allowed in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they actually would beat like NBA champions. Like they beat the Lakers in like 48 and 49. Like they were like a legitimate team. And then somewhere in the 60s, they kind of became a joke. And they started to be a parody almost.
Do you think
was it by choice?
A specific reason? Or?
It was the same owner. I have no idea.
Black players could play in the NBA after that. That's why.
Yeah, I think that may be why the novelty of them playing, because they still did the hot dogging shit, but it was only after they had a huge lead back then. Now it became like, well, that hot dog stuff, that's what people like.
They liked having fun instead of winning.
Yeah. Well, no, they loved winning. So what they did is they created stooge teams to play against them. The games weren't rigged. They just made such bad teams that they would never be able to beat them. And they played these.
Do you actually think these teams tried against them though?
Yeah, they said, well, probably after a while they just gave up because they're so defeated. Like these,
they were more concerned about
they're
not
like high school
stupid.
basketball players, you know,
spinning balls right in front of you. It's so humiliating.
Yeah, so that's how they really got that 24-year winning streak, is they just padded with these ridiculous wins. And then, you know, the other portion that they became a parody is they started appearing in everything, like TV shows and cartoons, and they were like in Scooby-Doo all the time, like you said.
They're the best.
With these,
they also go ahead.
Sorry, with these dummy teams, did they give them like names that imply?
Yeah, like the Washington Nationals, I think was one of them.
Really?
Which is now a baseball team.
That's a real team.
Yeah,
like
now it is, but wasn't back
the
then.
East LA County shitheads or something.
No, these teams just existed forever though. Like they kept playing them. They would travel with the Globetrotters and just lose.
I just want to know if they named.
Yeah, I'm serious.
They traveled with them for the sole purpose of losing in public.
Hey, lose fodder, come on.
Imagine being on that team. You know how.
They probably get a cut though.
Well, yes. They would
they get paid
why
like
else
a
would they
tenth.
play? Why else would they play with them?
But what I didn't know is they actually had their own cartoon show called the Harlem Globetrotters Popcorn Machine, which is one of the worst names. What the fuck does that mean?
And they're trying to sell the corn.
And then they also had the Super Globetrotters. That one I had actually seen previously, but not this Popcorn Machine one. They were in tons of shit, but I gotta take a moment to go over what I thought was their best appearance in anything. And that was, they were in a Gilligan's Island movie in 1981. So it was like 15 years after that show went, 15 years after that show went off the air or something like that. And so they're all really old, it's awkward, and it's a full movie with the Globetrotters. I don't know what's going on, but they're having to play against a team comprised of giant robots. So let's have the scene set up by Bob Denver.
Now we've got just 20 seconds left to play in the ball game.
Sorry, not
It's all
Bob
going to be
Denver.
decided right here
The announcer.
and right now.
So they're behind with 20 seconds left, right?
Well, they're fighting a team of robots.
They're fighting a team of robots.
Robots are known for their basketball.
Are they straight up robots or are they like androids?
They're robots. It looks like. I don't know. I only watched a 3-minute clip on YouTube, and it's and please watch this clip. It is
3 minutes.
astonishing.
Are they programmed to dunk?
No, they actually didn't dunk, which is lame. But so they
had to build the rims out of coconuts, so it's kind of you don't want to break it.
Shaq would
that's what I want to say too. The game is on the island, which
they built a
So they
court.
just leave them there after they just leave it?
no, I
It's
think
still
they.
there.
I think in another TV movie they left the island. If I'm
Yes,
correct,
they escaped.
and then I guess they turned it into a tourist spot.
I guess I don't
Whatever.
know. They
I don't
escaped
know.
in the last episode.
No one cares about Gilligan's
And
Island.
anyways, 2 of the players get injured on the Globetrotters, so they only have 3 people. So Bob Denver, Gilligan, comes up with a great idea.
It looks hopeless, Gilligan. Skipper, those guys did us a favor. It's up to us to do them a favor. What do you mean? We're going to play with the Globetrotters.
How is that a favor? You don't know how to play basketball.
Why do they pick him of everyone to play too?
Yeah, I know. They picked the professor.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't even.
The professor
try.
already has a great Harlem Globetrotter name.
Yeah, it's
He's
true.
the professor.
It's true.
Gilligan has never talked like that throughout the entire series, but then in this,
Yeah, just because it has to fit the device.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It's so stupid. But anyways, you just gotta watch the movie. I couldn't take a clip of this visual, but basically the Globetrotters grab Gilligan by the sides because he's frozen. He's so nervous he can't shoot the basketball. And he's going to win the game if he just shoots it. So the Globetrotters go to the side of them and then throw Gilligan into the basket with the basketball to win the game.
You also failed to mention the fact that he stood there with the ball not moving for literally 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was
You
forever.
also failed to mention the fact that the two that came in were the guys that came off the bench that were injured.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
Well,
they
on
were the
bench.
other two. No, they were just standing at the side with Skipper.
I want to know.
So they just didn't want to play.
I want to
Yeah,
know
they
how
were just
the,
being lame.
I want to know how the Globetrotters were down at the end of the game when playing against a team of robots that didn't even bother to just take the ball from Gilligan.
Yeah.
Well, he
Well,
stood
no,
there.
they did a surrounding defense around.
Yeah, like I said,
Curly.
they were playing Monstars defense.
Yeah. But anyways, to finish up my part, they actually in the late '90s started to compete again, like for real, because I think people got tired of
I
them
remember
winning
when
all the
they
time.
lost a game and they made a big deal about
Yeah,
it.
they started playing against college teams, and they actually ended up beating like Syracuse the year after they won the national championship. But of course, they didn't have Carmelo Anthony,
exactly.
so it's
Didn't
like
matter.
then
I was gonna
that
say
doesn't
that.
mean
Did he play?
shit. No, he
Right.
didn't. But yeah, they're actually trying to be legitimate now or whatever. But that's what I know about the Globetrotters.
Isn't it too late for that? Isn't it
You made your
Yes.
entire history about
A
being
little too late.
a funny team. It's,
Why don't you just change your name and make a new team? That's
That's a pretty good name, though. The Globetrotters.
Oh,
They have
pretty
such
good.
good brand recognition too. Like
Yeah.
they go into towns and people will.
Right, I think it's question time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a question from Joshua here. It says, would you say the Harlem Globetrotters' goal is closer to we'll do our best or victory?
I'd say. That's
say
good.
same-
I'd say victory, honestly, because
No, I'm gonna say the quote from White Man Can't Jump. Black man wants to look good first and win second.
okay,
That's the Harlem Globetrotters motto right there.
That's a good movie.
their win percentage is over
It is a good
98%, though.
Yeah, at that point you don't care. I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
every
that's
time.
that's probably a
I
good
think
point, actually.
Their goal is more in line with, hey, watch me spin this ball.
Yeah.
That's the most accurate goal.
Okay, so a question from Daniel says, recently Harlem has faced increased gentrification. If you were forced to gentrify the Harlem Globetrotters, how would you go about it?
Put John Stockton on it. There you go.
That's like the worst Harlem Globetrotter.
No, he's a good passer. He doesn't do anything exciting, but he'd throw the ball around.
He's like the least exciting player
Yeah.
there is.
I got a
Yeah.
question for you. Can you name 3 of the 8 honorary Harlem Globetrotters?
Wilt Chamberlain, Curly.
No, those are
Oh,
people that
honorary. Oh, yeah, okay. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's
the
one.
Pope.
Yes, John Paul II.
The Pope was one of them.
John
yeah.
Paul II.
And Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
Who else is on that?
Other people on the list are Harry Kissinger, Bob Hope, Whoopi Goldberg,
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela, Jackie Junior Kersey,
Kersey.
sorry.
yeah, it's-
Sorry. And in addition,
down.
Bill Cosby and Magic
No,
Johnson
that
have been
was
signed to $1 year lifetime contracts.
Yep. That's pretty funny.
Did
Bob Hope.
did Whoopi Goldberg coach them? Is that what
Yeah, she
She
made
made
a
the
half
free throw.
court shot to become
Yeah.
an honorary member.
Well, yeah.
I
I
see.
mean, if you could make half court shots like that, obviously you got to be on the Globetrotters.
She told them they
because
had
you're
to
good.
spin the ball counterclockwise from now on, and they just couldn't do it. They fired her.
makes sense?
That's a Canola's principle. It's spinning if they're in the northern
Isn't
hemisphere.
it Coriolis?
Yeah, spin
Not
it.
cornholus.
It's a corneal.
It's Coriolis.
I am
So-
cornholious.
He's
Give me
not
team
cornhole.
I am
for my
cornholious.
buttholious.
Cornholus.
Okay.
All
So
right.
what's your favorite Globetrotter trick?
Man, they've done a lot. I gotta say, the guy who he still has the world record, even though I think Howard could just destroy him on this, has the world's tallest dunk, like highest dunk, and it was like over 12 feet. And it's crazy to see a picture of it because he just jumps straight up because you can't jump at it because it won't.
yeah.
It's too high, so he just goes whoop and just like kind of goes up.
Which Globetrotters would you pick for Lifetime Achievement Awards?
Wilt Chamberlain and no one else.
No Jabbar?
Jabbar was
actually
an
called
honorary.
He wasn't actually on.
He wasn't actually on team. Wilt Chamberlain is like,
55 rebounds in one game.
yep. He averaged 50 points and 22 rebounds in a season.
Dude, he was stacking that. He was just letting them take shots so he could get rebounds.
No, I actually looked at that. They were almost all defensive rebounds. None of them were offensive.
I will say this. I did not know this about Will Chamberlain. They had to change the foul shot rules because they didn't have a rule that you could jump from the foul line and try to shoot it in.
Yeah.
So what he would do is he would take a running start and jump from the foul line and just dunk it.
You could do that?
They could. They had to change the rules. I was like, is there footage of this? Because that would be unbelievable. You're like at a game. You're like, oh, he got fouled. And he's like, hey, why are they going back to the 3-point line? He's just like, whoop. Like, what the fuck?
That would be the funniest thing to watch ever.
There's just some white dude like, we gotta change these rules. This black kid's screwing it all up.
Okay.
I think that's a perfect way to end that.
So,
segment.
Mike, you gotta find a random Wikipedia.
Oh shit! Give me some time.
We'll give you
on
some
that.
time.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Who are you picking, though?
I'd say it's your turn, isn't it?
Sure.
Benson's
It's my
turn.
turn to do that and to host. So,
Yeah.
which one do you want me to do?
You can do both.
You can do
We've hosted it on both.
Okay.
Or I could host and do a segment.
Well, he
too.
looks for a great article. We're going to move on to Instant Asshole. So, Alex, take it away.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
Yay. Instant assholes. Today's instant asshole is anyone who loves talking about the zombie apocalypse. Fuck you.
I agree.
Yes.
Didn't we talk about this already?
This was a top 5 about some...
We've mentioned it, but
else,
this
yeah.
needs a segment.
Yeah. So, for example, let's say somebody you know is bragging about some new firearm they recently purchased. We live in Arizona, so this happens a lot around here. So.
Yes,
Well, it
that's
happens
true. Lots of
to
people
one
here
friend
have
we
guns.
have, but sure.
No,
I know a lot
I
of
work in
people
IT,
with
and
guns.
people think everyone in IT is a big nerd. Dude, people in IT, they're almost all post-military.
Yeah,
Or-
ex-military.
Yeah.
Well, they also have, like, self-esteem issues.
And they all...
And PTSD.
Well, they like guns, too, because they like technology, so, yeah. So, you know, this person they get a firearm, and you're doing some gun chat with them, and of course someone says, so why'd you get this gun? And this fucking asshole says, I gotta prepare for the zombie apocalypse.
Well, because they can't say, I want to be prepared to shoot the person that breaks into my home in my fantasies.
No, this part's bad. But the worst part is, after that, then some strange things happen, you know. People start laughing. People laugh out loud. They think it's so funny they're laughing out loud when someone says this. I've heard people say this over 20 times, and every single time someone has laughed out loud. I don't understand what's so funny.
So what we need a new catchphrase apocalypse. So we gotta make a new joke.
I'm preparing to shoot people who fucking say zombie apocalypse when they get into
So instead of zombies, we need a new device.
I'm prepared for when the Chinese invade.
The Chinese economic apocalypse.
Dude, it happened at Homefront game. Oh, that was North Vietnam. So
Yeah.
it's even less likely.
Yeah, it's completely insane. I have your real quick. I have your segment, Ohio Valley Wrestling. That's what you're gonna learn about.
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That is
Fuck
pretty
you.
lame. It is an anime related.
Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Dude, there's lots of famous wrestlers.
Whatever, man.
like
Many of them Andre the Giant.
Olympic wrestling, or you know,
Yeah, what are you even talking about?
Greco-Roman.
or WWE.
No, this
wrestling.
is like an undercard to WWE.
Okay,
Okay.
whatever.
All right.
So you know, I kind of hope like the zombie apocalypse happens and these people just fucking die because you know they're like, oh shit.
Well, that's the first rule of zombie movies: that the person is always the most cocky and overconfident dies.
No, after
That's
the
like
black
any
guy.
Oh,
movie.
after the black guy.
Black
Or
guy
the
dies.
chick showing her tits. It's a wild
Yeah.
card for that.
Or the one that has sex with James Bond first. So,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't think James Bond has done a zombie movie yet.
I'm just saying. People that die in movies, if they, yeah. So, you know, it's
Also,
like
if your name's
somehow
Sean Bean.
zombies are like becoming more popular too. I don't understand. They're like getting
Yeah.
even bigger than before.
They are.
They are.
Well, they made a bunch
Walking
of
Dead.
Yeah, it's Walking
helped.
Dead. They also made a bunch of like B movies.
Well, yeah, it's like
Zombie ones.
before there was always like most of them were horror movies. But now there's like a lot of zombie comedy movies.
Well, Shaun of the
There's
Dead also
tons
helped
of
with
them.
that.
Shaun of the Dead, I think, is the best zombie movie there is. That one's actually good. But like some other comedy ones are like Zombieland, Dead Snow, which is
Dead
Nazi
Snow.
zombies.
Well, I don't know if that's supposed to be joking.
Zombie strippers, zombie everything. And the new one that Benson told me about, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out.
How was this?
That movie has been in turnaround for years. Like
Emma Stone just got signed on to
yeah.
it.
By the way, also Scarlett Johansson was signed on to it. There was some other huge actress, and they both went, "The script sucks," and then they left.
Really? You mean a script based on Pride and Prejudice that adds zombies into it sucks? How could that be?
I want to also point out.
How could it possibly suck?
I want to point out that Scarlett Johansson, who was in the other Bowling Girl, which is horrible movie. She said that script sucked, so don't make that movie.
Wait, is this new Pride and Prejudice movie? Is this like in the 1800s?
Yeah, it's supposed to be an adaptation of...
Or is it present day?
I don't think it's present day. I think
No, it is Pride and Prejudice. It's
So
a story,
1800s.
except there's zombies
Yeah.
too.
So like flintlock pistols.
This is what I've heard. This is what I've heard. I haven't actually
That's-
read the plot, but
So actually, I actually had a thing where like I wanted to do the same thing as Benson did, where we all pick a zombie movie that we want to get made. So mine was
Okay.
the one I thought of was it's like The Longest Yard, where they have to start a football team, but they have to play with a zombie football team.
So they use
Zombie
football.
inmates. So it's the zombie
So
inmates.
I
I don't
the
know
first
why
play of
that's
the
so
game, they all
funny to
get
me,
hit.
but that's
But
because
they-
they're
those are the-
inmates
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So it's even more insane.
Gotta keep them in prison, you know.
Are they
instead of
okay?
killing
Wait, are
them.
they zombies? Are the zombies inmates in a zombie prison? Or
Yes,
are they
it's a
just
different prison. So
it's
like
a prison
versus
for
prison,
zombies.
yes.
Well, are the guards zombies?
The guard? No, they're not zombies. But the human
I love
human
that.
prison has zombie guards. That's why they hate zombies so much because they treat them like assholes.
Oh, I
Dude,
see.
we
just
need to
call up Joel Silver. He will produce this pile of shit. Just say, I got this movie.
I want Wild Wild West with zombies.
Wild Wild West with zombies. That would be
That
pretty
guy in the
good.
wheelchair with the spider legs, he's a zombie,
Oh.
and then Will Smith has to go kill him in his zombie robot with the
That
flying
movie.
thing.
I want.
I'm just sad you mentioned that movie.
I want Zom Cruise. Either Top Gun with zombies or Cocktail with
You know,
zombies.
I was thinking
Cocktail
I
of
was
zombies
thinking-
would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
The Alabama Brains.
That'd be pretty good.
Man, I don't know. I think I would go with Forrest Gump. Because, I just like Forrest Gump.
movie doesn't
Swimming
change at
zombies.
all.
Yeah, it doesn't change at all. It doesn't change at all.
What would his name be, though?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. No, I actually think it would be better if the Forrest Gump was normal and everyone else was zombies. Because it would basically work.
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't have any legs. That's because you ate them. Oh, yeah.
Zombie
Brains.
The end.
Mom always said life is like a box of brains.
Mama died on Tuesday. I ate her.
All right, so kind of in
That's
conclusion.
all I have to say about that.
Yeah, all I have to say is, if you laughed at a zombie joke or two, that's okay. But repeating the same zombie jokes over and over isn't funny. So stop laughing, fucking assholes. It's
I
not
concur.
funny.
And he says that like he's real mad about it, but we've discussed this many times before. Me and him personally, I can't stand that shit either. I'm so fucking sick of it. I'm so sick of hearing about zombies. So sick of people acting like zombies are like the new best thing. They're not that great. They're not any better than fucking vampires. It's all the same stupid shit that's rehashed.
But zombies
over and over.
versus vampires.
Has that come out yet?
200 million in the box office.
Has that come out yet?
No, but
They haven't made that yet?
Well,
That's
someone's
next.
hearing.
That's coming out. You heard it here
Hey,
first.
you know what? The new season of True Blood has pixies in it. What?
Why?
That show.
Why?
I don't-
Why do they need that?
Because they want to make it
Because
lame,
HBO
I
likes
guess.
throwing money
I don't
at
like
shows.
True Blood at all, but like,
Yeah, they're just
vampires are considered cool.
HBO has some
Pixies
good
aren't
shows,
cool.
but that show is not one of them.
talk about shilling out.
Well,
Moving on, I guess. Top 3 movies.
Adam Sandler is like in love with some girl, but then it turns out that the girl is actually a golden retriever or something.
No, perfect. We'll call it puppy love.
So, top 3 movies. So this is the segment where we pick the movies that will make the most money, the top 3 ones in the next week.
shit,
So
I don't know
last
what
week-
comes out next week.
I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So last week, the movies that made the most money were Cars 2, which made $68 million, Bad Teacher, which made $31 million, and Green Lantern, which made $18 million.
That's so bad.
So
They are fucked.
me and Kevin were 3-0, and Ryan was 2-1 last week, and Mike was 1-2.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Mike,
That's
you're,
a high five
you're consistently
situation.
getting the worst here somehow. I thought you would have been
Yeah,
the
but
best
you
at
made
this.
the worst picks. You put Super 8 at number 2, which is a terrible pick.
Still
That
better
was
than
like,
you.
He still got 1 and 3.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's because I switched 2 of them. That's every one of the ones I've missed have been
You
because
kind of got
I
to do that to
switched.
catch up. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I agree. It does mess you up. Like if you put one out of order, it can move your whole stack
Yeah.
out of order. Like,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
But
anyone see Cars 2?
no, I heard
Anyone
it was not
choose
good.
not to?
Alex and I
Me.
went to Chipotle, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago? In Tempe Marketplace. And they had outside in the parking lot, like, set designs, like, from the Cars movie. Like, the characters, like, there were trucks and cars that looked like the characters in the movie.
Oh, that's
and
kinda
there
neat,
was,
I
like,
guess.
there was a line of, like, parents and children. that was like seriously like a quarter-mile long.
Yeah.
Of people sitting in
Kids love that shit.
sitting in a
They do.
100-degree sun, waiting to take a picture of
depressing
themselves
as
next
fuck.
to these things.
Kids love cars, but no one else. Adults.
And
That's
it's
like
really-
the only Pixar movie that adults
Yeah,
don't
and here's,
like.
and here's the sad part. Cars is perhaps the worst Pixar movie.
Yes,
Not perhaps.
yes.
Perhaps is
Well, no,
incorrect.
Cars 2 is now, from what I've
Well,
heard.
yeah, no, Cars 2
And that's
is-
not a fair assumption for me to say, with my opinion.
Well,
'cause
it's
I've
the
seen
only
it.
one that's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, so
Yeah.
it's got to have some.
But I will
problems.
say, though, it's really got a bad rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but if you go to Metacritic, it's like just under good. You know, like
Right.
people are like, it just doesn't work. Like
Well,
that's,
most critics aren't fans of Larry the Cable Guys.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to these.
Okay,
movies.
so the movies that are coming out next week, we got Transformers, which comes out on a Wednesday, June 29th.
So that will be number one because
that-
they'll have
yeah.
8
Fucking
days to
Michael
make
Bay.
money.
well, it would be number one even if it didn't.
yeah, I
have
know,
8 days.
but their openings be huge.
And I was just looking
Yeah.
through other movies, and I'm like, I never heard of any of these,
Cheaters.
except I saw a trailer for one movie that was on there called The Perfect Host with David Hyde Pierce. You see the trailer for that? It's pretty fucking stupid.
It's stupid.
the Pierce
I've
Fit
not.
Toast.
I don't know.
Pierce.
He like some guy breaks into his house and then he like holds him ransom or something like that because he's like
Oh, so it's the Wrath.
Did he fall in love with his maid?
He has no man.
Oh, God.
Well, then I'm not going to watch it.
Did the maid get fat?
Okay, so basically Transformers is the only big one this week.
So write down your
What,
picks.
what were the ones last week? It was
Wish I
Cars
had a pen.
2, Bad Teacher, Green Lantern.
Pass that pen around.
Yeah, this week's extremely tough.
type it.
Because Bad Teacher isn't going to make that
Or you
much
just
sense
type
next
it down
week.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars 2, Bad Teacher, Green Lantern, Transformers. So who's going to see Transformers?
I will not see Transformers. I didn't even watch more than 20 minutes of Transformers 2. I don't know how you guys sat through
I
that.
didn't
we
watch
sat
it.
down.
I
We
couldn't
sat
watch
down and
it.
watched the entire Transformers 2.
I
That
was not
was
there.
one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Dude,
it was
it was
just
a
CG. It's
train
like
wreck.
But now it has that girl that's number one, Maxim Top 100, who's not been in anything ever.
Yeah,
Don't know who
because
she
the
is.
Maxim Top 100's rigged because
What's her name?
like 2 years ago or last
Rosie
year,
Huntington something.
it was a girl from Year One that was number one.
Oh, yeah, that was a great film.
No, she's never been in anything.
that movie.
No,
is-
no. I'm talking about like last year or the year before. It was the girl from Year One. It's like she's never been in anything. Who's this person?
Nobody liked that, man. That movie. I
Well,
didn't see anyone who liked
he's
it.
writing down his last one. Let's go, Alex. What'd you got?
Well, me and Kevin picked the same thing. Transformers, Cars, Bad Teacher.
Same here.
Yeah, I
pretty
don't think Bad Teacher's going to do well, but I don't see anything else
Yeah.
It's a
jumping
game.
in.
Nothing else can
Done,
beat
man.
it.
Green Lantern's
It's a
So
gaming
are we?
week.
The only thing that
We're
could-
all in agreement here.
The only thing I could see maybe jumping it is maybe Super 8 because I don't see Bad Teacher doing that well. I
Did
see it
Super
doing
8
like
do
10
good
million.
because like that had like big name recognition on it?
It only cost $60 million to make, so yes.
They needed a movie like that to come out. There was like all this action shit all the time and kids movies.
This has been a really terrible year for movies. Like
I agree. I was actually talking-
just in box office. It's been
I was
terrible.
I was talking to him. Well, I wasn't talking about box office. I was talking to him though recently, and I said that this is maybe one of the worst years for movies I've seen in a
Quality-wise,
while. Like there
yeah.
just haven't been good movies.
well,
this
without
year.
Pixar making a good movie, it
The
really
entire industry relies
yeah.
on
The
Pixar.
summer, I actually see less movies in the summer, far less. I almost see none because
Yeah.
This summer's pretty bad though.
yeah, there's nothing.
no,
even, like,
Thor was great.
That wasn't in the summer.
You know what? There's not even movies that are like on the fence that I would see at a drive-in. That's bad. You know,
Well,
like
you
I
know,
mean,
we saw Super 8 and it was okay, but it still wasn't a very good like big summer blockbuster.
Like,
it was just
what
like
else is later? Like Captain America?
yeah, that looks lame.
That was horrible.
Captain America's a
Hugo
terrible
Weaving's
character.
a great actor.
Yeah, right.
well,
He's playing what? What's his name? Red Skull.
Red
or
Skull,
something?
yeah.
What a dumbass fucking character.
Okay, I think it's time to move on to top 5 most
yeah,
wanted.
let's do it.
Yeah, we got some time here.
Yeah, we can-
So
Good.
So we can
spend
yell
some
about
time.
this shit.
Okay, number 5 is Adele. I haven't heard about this one.
Adele.
Adele, sorry. Adele.
Adolf
I wrote it-
Hitler.
I wrote it down
Adele
wrong,
Hitler.
sorry.
Do you have
Adele.
the quote?
I do. I can
Okay.
get it up here real quick. It's
I don't
gonna
know
take
what
me a
this is
second.
about. So
Well, let's start explaining.
Okay,
it.
well, I'll tell you who Adele is. Adele is a very, very successful British
She's the
pop
biggest artist in
musician
the world right now.
Right now, she's the biggest artist in the world. She has the #1 song in the world, which
Okay.
is "Rolling in the Deep."
I don't
It
listen to
is
pop music. So I don't know
boring.
this.
You don't listen to
I should have
music
got a
that came
clip
out
from
in the
that
past
song
20
just so we
years.
could hear it, but
Yeah.
it's not good.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
I would say exactly what he said though. It's not bad in the sense that it sounds bad. It's just very boring to listen
Heavily
to.
produced.
not really.
Not really. She's a good singer. I will say
It's
that.
like, why is this number one?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
She's a very good singer. It just sounds, it's a lame song. It's a song where you hear it and you go, I don't see anything about this
Background
song
music.
that's worth, it's nothing worth really listening to.
So this is what she said. I love food and I hate exercise. I don't have time to work out. I don't want to be on the cover of Playboy or Vogue. I want to be on the cover of Rolling Stone or Q. Why Q? Anyways, I'm not a trendsetter. I'm a singer. I'd rather weigh a ton and make an amazing album than look like Nicole Richie and do a shit album. My aim in life is to never be skinny.
My aim
So
in life
okay,
is to
up
be
until the
fat,
last
unhealthy,
up until the
all
last
time.
sentence, whatever.
No.
But the aim is not to be skinny. It's like
She's
why
being an asshole.
It's like her entire thing right there was I am not going to be good for myself.
Well, the thing that bugs me about it, and this is why I wanted her on top 5 when I saw this quote, is because she goes on this thing about how it's not important to lose weight, about how what's important is her music.
Well,
and
yeah,
her
she obviously
accomplishment,
puts her music first.
which is fine.
Yeah.
That's
but
fine.
then the tone she uses in the quote
She almost
implies that
condescending.
it's very condescending toward people that do want to be thin and attractive. Let me ask you something. What the fuck is wrong with being thin and attractive? Why would you not want to be good looking and skinny and healthy? I don't understand.
Here's the thing. She may be healthy. I mean, she's not huge, but
no, she's not a fatty, but she's.
But here's the thing that bothered me about it is I don't have time to work out. You're a fucking musician. You work like 4 hours a day, maybe, and you travel a
Probably
lot,
less
which
than
is
that,
exhausting. But dude, you're on a tour bus for 4 hours. Dude, do some squats.
Yeah.
It's not that fucking hard. Eat. What's wrong with eating well?
Yeah.
Like most
Do
of
some,
diets.
what is it? Isometrics.
Yeah, isometrics. Yeah, like that one
Pressed
book.
against the wall.
Yeah, pushed against the wall.
Press against yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some working out. No,
I
you
think
know what?
that actually gains calories somehow.
This is the thing that I have a problem with, is that we talk about how these people shouldn't be role models, or they should be role models, and no one can decide either way.
Yeah.
Well,
And then people make these statements like, who the fuck is this girl to make statements like that? She's nobody. She's just some dumb bitch that makes fucking pop music.
One thing that I found funny is she said she's not a trendsetter, yet if she has the top #1 album, of course she's a trendsetter.
She
Yeah,
is,
it's
exactly.
kind of asinine.
It's like inherently you are, just for being famous,
Yeah.
you're a trendsetter.
You're not even trying,
And
you
if your
are.
trend, honestly, if your trend is to be fat instead of skinny, then fuck you, because I like women who are attractive and thin. Those are the ones I want to have
Dude,
sex
it's
with.
what's on the inside that counts.
I think she just says that because she's been called fat her entire life. She says, "Fuck
It's
these
just
guys."
reactionary.
She just hates skinny people because,
That's
she's
probably
not.
that's probably
That is
true.
it.
That's probably true. But you know what? It's not the rest of the world's fault.
Oh no, that's not.
Like
All right,
it's bullshit.
Okay, moving on. Number 4, the term rabbit food.
All right, so this annoys the shit.
This is kind of adding almost to that same topic.
Yeah.
Sort of. Okay, so like, if you ever eat with someone and you like get a burger with some tomatoes and lettuce on, to make it taste better,
a standard
way
hamburger.
better.
A standard
and
hamburger.
you have someone that goes, "What's all that rabbit food on your burger?" Ugh. It's like, oh, you.
Fucking rabbit food.
Vegetables taste good. They're good for you. They make things taste better.
I've had someone call rabbit food and I ordered a chef salad. And chef salad has like turkey and ham and bacon bits in it. So it's not like some, all vegetarian.
Who said it?
It was a coworker of mine.
How old?
He was my age, actually.
Really?
I
Did you tell him to shut the fuck up? 'Cause
I
that's what
just
would
looked
do.
at him and shook my head.
Okay, I gotta tell a little anecdotal story real quick. I used to work at the Applebee's.
Yeah.
Good in the neighborhood. Place was terrible.
Apples, that's
but
rabbit food.
I used to hear people say rabbit food all the time. Skinny, fat, in between.
They
doesn't
just say
matter.
no rabbit food for me.
Yeah. No, but this is the other thing. They go, I'm on a diet, so I gotta get the rabbit food. And so they get something called an Oriental chicken salad.
Oh, God, I see where this is going.
So that glaze.
Dude, the Oriental chicken salad has like fried crispy noodles on the top of it, has fried chicken, and an Oriental dressing that is worse for you than ranch.
Yes.
It is pure oil. You take a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of it, have 20 grams of fat. How's that even possible?
I'm going to guess that probably is worse for you than a burger.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Calorie-wise, yes. If you just got a burger with like a coleslaw, yeah.
Yeah, well, this is another
Even the half salad.
This is another example of exactly
People not
what I
knowing
was.
how nutrition works.
Well, yeah, it's exactly what I was talking about.
That's not the problem. They just don't like the taste.
No, exactly.
It's because their palate's blown out.
Yeah, they don't like the taste, but the reason they don't like the taste isn't because of the taste of the food. It's because they've been conditioned their whole life to hate good food. Food that's good for you.
They've been conditioned their entire life to have more and more of like a taste, like more and more salt, more and more sugar.
Yeah, they want prepackaged tasting bullshit food that comes
Also, the
from
media
a restaurant and
tells them like, oh, it's like a job to eat this food, whereas this is
that's
decadent.
exactly what they do. Yeah.
Man, I'm just gonna blame Doritos.
I mean, all of us love meat way more than vegetables, I'm sure. But still,
You need a balance. It has to be a balance.
I think it's their goal in life to never be skinny.
Anyways, number 3.
Moving on. FedEx.
This one is really
Please
incredible.
look at this story because it has a screenshot of the actual receipt.
This will be in the show notes. It's incredible.
Okay, so what happened was this woman ordered 2 packages, and this was on the Consumerist, so she actually submitted directly to them with this amazing picture. Gets 2 packages. She's like, man, I haven't come, and they should have been here by now. She checks her back door, and there's a FedEx note on it. She was surprised. She thought it would be on her front door. And it said, hey, we dropped off your package, and then it says, like, location on it, you know? And one, it says patio, and it has, like, circled and then crossed out.
Yeah.
And then it has other, and it's circled. And then in probably the most, like, juvenile handwriting, it says, inside of garbage can. Well, the garbage people came and threw out her shit.
And so, what
the FedEx man was like, I can't leave this on the front porch. It'll get seen. Yeah. With the bag, he's like, I'll leave it here. No, I make it so on. Garbage can is the place.
Garbage can, best place.
Yeah, I don't.
It's already in the back porch.
That's what I was talking about. Like, I showed that to my coworker, and when I was telling him, I was just like, what do you think that guy did when he was putting it there? Like, he was like, oh, where do I put it?
Well, this goes in.
Where do I put it?
See, what I thought was that this guy knows this lady, and he's like, fuck her, man, I hate this bitch.
You know, I see Stimpy with a FedEx helmet on. That's all I see.
Well,
Just like, I put it here.
This is like when I ordered the recording PC from Newegg. They put it on my front porch in the middle of the day. It was like $1,300 of recording equipment, PC equipment, with the doormat on top, and this box is huge.
Was it just a plain brown cover box, or
No, it was like the Antec box for my case.
So it's all Antec all over it and stuff. Yeah. That's like I had a guy who I bought an LCD monitor, and he had our doormat was like, half an inch thick, and he just puts the doormat on top of it, just lays it on top like it's actually hiding underneath it. What?
It's incredible.
Secret.
Tell about what FedEx
best
said.
part. So she calls FedEx like, hey, you need to reimburse me for these products because they went in the trash. And they go, well, this is outsourced to another delivery because they outsource deliverers sometimes. So they go to call them. So she calls them and they go, well, it was delivered in our system. So they're just going to have to call the manufacturer.
They said the company that sent it to her had to issue a lost package request through FedEx. That's what they said.
Like, obviously, it's not lost. It's in a landfill somewhere.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said, I know where it is, in the garbage. It's not lost.
Amazing.
Man was fired. Did she ever say what was in the package?
No, they didn't. I was always curious of that, too. But anyways.
Dildos.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. High school groping scandal.
Okay, so... God damn it.
We won't spend long on this one.
In Big Bear, they had a prom a couple months ago.
A high school.
Yeah, high school prom. They took pictures during the prom, some photographer. And they made the yearbook, and the yearbook came out, and they noticed that in the background of one of these photos, there was this dude groping his girlfriend, and you could see shit. Like, you could see some shit.
Well, we have to be specific here. His hand was down her shirt.
Yeah, you could see her boob.
He was groping her boob, but there was no boob visible.
Yeah. So 17 and a 15-year-old, too, so that's the other thing.
Man is 17, girls 15.
Yeah. Well, of course. It's never the other way around, unless the girl's sad. Anyways, wow. Sorry, it just doesn't happen. Women always date older men.
All right, go on.
Anyways, so first the school freaks out, and they go, you guys got to return all your books, or you're going to be charged with child pornography, and we'll give you a new one. So they do that first, and then, the school's really pissed off that they had to do all this. So they are now pressing charges against the kid for groping his girlfriend and charging him with a sex crime.
Yeah. Can they do that? Doesn't the girl have to press the charges?
They can press the charges
parents
because
can.
yeah.
I guess, yeah.
No, also the school can because it happened on the
property,
yearbook
right.
too, or in the yearbook. But the best part is, just real quick, the sheriff who pressed the charges, he's just like, well, that's how life is, basically. Well, one of his sheriffs actually was caught having sex with an underage girl. So, guess standards are different.
It was his deputy.
Yeah, deputy. Yeah.
This guy didn't know he was in the picture, right? These two.
Yeah, they had no idea. They weren't
didn't
like
know.
looking at the camera going, like they were just like, they were just in the background. They weren't pining for the camera at all. Bullshit.
I could go on forever about this, but I think it's a total bullshit law that a 17-year-old can't have sex with a 15-year-old without it being technically statutory rape. That's
And he would be on a sex
ridiculous
offender
and
list.
stupid.
Of course.
yeah,
But,
ruin that kid's life.
But we can't. We don't have time to do that. So
Number 1.
Final Cut Pro X.
Yeah.
Fuck Apple.
So, we bought Final Cut Pro X on Tuesday.
We should
and then we returned it
backstory
on
this.
Thursday.
We should backstory this by we're making a movie.
Yeah, we make it a feature film.
Yeah, we have
it's
been.
rough cutted, and I was like, well, I want the new Final Cut because it's 64-bit, and we had a lot of problems with the frame rate running smoothly at times. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard to edit, so I was like, well, we'll just upgrade. So I bought the upgrade, and it overwrote my Final Cut 6 install. I was like, okay, well, let's see how this goes. And I run it, and you can't open previous projects. They didn't have anything about that anywhere.
Well,
I bought this the morning of.
You should specify that it can't open previous Final Cut Pro projects, but it can open
iMovie projects.
We've been actually editing our movie in iMovie.
Yes, and it's turning out great.
Yeah, so
we got like, titles going everywhere.
iMovie.
What I love is
movie.
Imagine if Office 2007 came out. Remember when that came out and it had DocX?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, man, I fucking hate this DocX bullshit.
And then Microsoft
imagine
compatibility.
Yeah. Imagine if Microsoft said, you can't open doc files anymore in Office 2007.
But you can only open files from WordPad.
Yeah. Yeah, but you
that's
can,
what it
yeah,
is.
exactly. That's actually a great point.
You can open RTFs. Yeah.
Dude,
RTFs.
you know what would happen? Every business owner would go, fuck you, remake this. But Apple has this fucking aura around them where they don't make any mistakes.
Infallibility,
yeah. Which they did in this case.
But you said people are finally shitting on them for this.
No, there is. But you know what? The media isn't. It's the editors.
That never happens. People just love Apple. They don't care what they make.
Well, the media still is. I mean, the media is on their side. And
Yeah,
this
they're
guy,
standing behind them.
This guy, David Pogue at the New York Times, he's a tech blogger. And he's very well known. I actually knew about this guy before this. He fucking wrote this nonsense great review about it. But he's not a filmmaker. So he has no idea what he's talking about. A lot of people got mad at him. But this was part of his video review.
Final Cut Pro can. For years, Final Cut Pro from Apple has been the professional's choice for editing TV and movies. But it's always been staggeringly complex. You'd slide audio and video clips and wind up accidentally chopping away some audio next to it.
I can't hit the Control Z. Oh my god, this is so hard. Fucking shit.
That's unbelievable.
So,
well, if you're using an Apple, there is no controls.
So,
it's it's the fucking squiggly thing.
We switched around the D and S keys, because sometimes when you try to type an S, you type a D.
And we don't like right clicks either.
Yeah, right?
So,
what does that mean?
So when's our movie coming out?
We went to Final Cut Pro 7, so it will be out on time. But I will say, Apple did give us a full refund, and it was hilarious. The person actually wrote a personalized email and goes like, no, we totally understand why you don't want this product, and, you know...
We totally understand that we fucked up.
Yeah, but they're not going to change it. They put it out a rebuttal. They're going to add in a number of features, but one of the biggest problems is it doesn't let you have multiple sequences.
Yeah.
You can't do it anymore. So fuck off.
How can you just ever make a feature then?
You do it in one timeline.
You can't do that.
You could.
You can't. It'd be way too hard to organize.
No, it organizes for you.
So
yeah,
it's Premiere or Vegas time?
Dude, that's the real reason why this is number one. You know, if you fuck up a release, whatever, but this is their strategy. And now, the only reason why I bought an Apple was for Final Cut. Now I'm going to have to go to Premiere. It'd kill me. I don't want to use Premiere. I guess, or I'm going to buy an Avid rig. I don't know if I ever get rich.
Yeah, and then you have to learn to use Avid.
Well, Avid's pretty much like Final Cut. I mean, it's not that bad, but...
All right. Well, that's it for this week. Fuck Final Cut. And if you want to contact us, it's podcast at tipping40s.com or 218-666-8407.
OZ.
Original.
Listen, the first thing I had for breakfast this morning was that hazelnut rogue. So
218-666-8407.
There you go. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you. See you next week.